we talk about these New York juries and could Trump get a fair trial, but when you factor in these actual questions, we're going to put them up again. I mean, I would think if they're asking you if you have watched, conservative outlets, if you are watching him on Newsmax or, Truth Social, these are potential jurors that Trump's team will want, and of course, Bragg's team will want to filter out. So what is the most alarming to you in these questions, and can they be worked to Trump's potential, advantage in what many say is a setup trial with people that are predisposed not to like him?
So here's how it works. They probably have called many hundred potential jurors, each one of whom will be given a few hours to answer this questionnaire. Then the judge will begin interrogating them with counsel in the courtroom on the basis of their answers to the questions. So the questionnaire is basically a bare bones indicator of either profound prejudice against Donald Trump or profound prejudice against the government. The judge and the lawyers can ask follow-up questions depending upon how the person answered. So you're not automatically disqualified depending upon how you answer anything in the questionnaire. The questionnaire actually begins the conversation. And the process of selecting jurors in New York is a conversation between the lawyers, they each have a chance, and the potential juror, and the judge if he wants to get involved.
Right,
The goal
exactly.
then is to pick about 60 that don't have a strong bias one way or another, and then you whittle that 60 down to 16, 12 jurors and 4 alternates.
How about the conversation regarding the judge, as your, piece right now talks about that Trump was fair to bring into the daughter and the work, the $93 million she's raised with her organization. I mean, he's actually, someone that many say shouldn't even be overseeing this case, and yet it's a very important one. It may be the only one before the election. I mean, doesn't some of this smack in the face of the fact they're asking jurors about their possible conflicts of interest or their affiliations with family members, yet he's sitting there as the judge?
The law presumes that professional jurists who are human beings, who read newspapers, who have political opinions, who vote, can put their own biases and prejudices, their own interests in the outcome out of their minds and go right down the middle. But if the Trump lawyers during the jury selection or during the trial detect any prejudice against President Trump or bias in favor of the government coming from the judge, they have to note it for the record. They have to challenge him every time this happens, because this is a series of appealable issues. They've already lost the issue of whether or not he should be the trial judge. The appellate court said he can stay. I'm not so sure that I agree, but he can stay. Still pending is the issue, and this is what my piece was about, of his silencing Trump and preventing him from criticizing the judge's daughter. Donald Trump has every right to resist those who attack him publicly, whether they're the daughters of judges or not. But that's apparently not what's going to happen in this case.
Bottom line, do you think there is any jury? I mean, everyone's going to know who he is. We're dealing with somebody that, is, a globally phenomenon. People aren't going to come in not knowing and having some opinions, either for or against Donald Trump. So we know that. Are you positive? Are you hopeful at all that there could be some people that this will be a fair trial, or are they just so mired in the divisiveness that we've seen in the past few years, Judge? I mean, realistically, in your heart of hearts, would you say about getting a fair jury if you are Donald Trump?
I'll know after we observe the jury selection process, but having been through this myself many, many, many times, excuse me, you're not looking for a juror that never heard of him. That person would have to live on the moon.
Right.
You're not looking for a juror that has no opinion about him. You're looking for a juror that can put her or his opinions aside, as the juror would want if the juror were the defendant. That's the test. And judge this man fairly, without any bias, without any prejudice, without any interest in the outcome. If the judge is satisfied and the lawyers are satisfied that they can find 16 such human beings, he'll get a fair trial. We'll know that in a week or so. It'll take at least that long, starting Monday, Bianca, when the jury selection process begins.